Hey guys, how's it going? Jason here again, back with the MG. We do have another project coming to the channel, but I haven't really filmed much in that there yet, so that will come along the line. But this time we're going to take a wee tiny break from bodywork, at least for the start of this one. We're going to have a go cracking at making this steering column switchery fit on the MG. So yeah, let's get started. Righto, the first thing I need to do is get this old steering column switchery out, and I don't think that's going to be too difficult. Not like it should be very well connected in there. Pull the quick releases out. At least that's sort of part disassembled now. And what I'm going to do is basically, well, I don't really know what it looks like in here just yet. So yeah, I'm going to get the steering column stripped out now. And there's really much to see here, so I'll not record that there, but I will record when I come back and we'll try and problem solve how we're going to get it to work. Oh boy, she is wet and windy today. So here went. She lied. Anyway, this is coming together pretty quickly, to be honest with you. We have now got the switch on, or the ignition switch. This actually is the same size shaft, which was lovely. The only thing I had to do was basically drill out on the MX-5. It's just a wee hole here. So I drilled it out, tapped it M8, and then drilled the shaft on the steering column out the 8mm, and just put that bolt in there to stop turning. And that means we now have lost the key. Where did I put the key? Oh, here. Right, so we now have a locked shaft. Put the key in. So the column, or the ignition switch, is fitted now. That was pain-free, lovely. I do have some shear bolts for the top of this here when the time comes to finish this off. But for now, that'll do it. What we need to do now is figure out the switch gear for the wipers and the indicators, so, and the headlights and all that carry on. So let's see if I can find out where I put it. Here. Right. Take them off now. So this needs to slide on. How far back does it need to go? Oh my. And that needs to go back. Oh, it'll actually go. There you go. So it needs to go back another, say, ½ an inch. What's it hitting off? Yeah, maybe just rubbing on those rivets. Or if it's sliding back, the rivets might be hitting off that inner collar there. But I might be able to whittle that down a wee bit. So we have a total of, say, 1 3/4. 1 3/4 is there. So we are bottoming out on this inner piece here. I'm not overly concerned about auto indicators shut off at the minute anyway. Did I just cut that out? Upside down. Oh, what I could do is cut this collar back. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to cut that back and then we'll try it again. See if I happen to modify the actual switch gear. Okay, right. So I have now cut this back. I cleaned up a wee bit with a die grinder. I'll probably take these rivets out at some stage and spin this in the lathe just to make it all nice and flat. Not that you're gonna see it, but it would be nicer. I also came in here and just gave this a wee touch with a die grinder in 3 spots where these rivets are, and it now fits on. It's quite tight. And then I'm gonna try it with the screws in it, but I'm hoping it's gonna pull it the last way. So there we go. We now have the switch gear for the steering column in, and the key switch all works. So happy days. That's one less job to do now. And to be honest with you, that only took about an hour. No, probably didn't even take an hour. So yeah, happy days, I got that done. So I think I come up with a battle plan for today. I think we're going to try and see what we can do to get this engine fitted. And I now have the car level. Well, pretty level. Didn't even take this jig off, just left it on to be fine. But what I want to do is get this in here, get it located, and start making engine mounts. Jesus, hear that wind. And need to get these engine mounts cut off first. I do have the engine in box over there, but I do need to tidy up to get to them. I can get it through, because I've been hoping through boxes of the MX5 bits I've had. I need to put them all away again. But anyway, this is the box, 5 speed, this is the engine. Just need to link the two together. I need to find some bolts, so I've got 2 there at the minute. The rest are in that box, or that box. And we need to get that all the way over there, get it in the car. But yeah, first thing I'm going to do is cut them engine mounts out, get that box roughly bolted on just so I can set it in the car and see what's going on. Try and figure out what's going on with this camera, because it's very blurred. And yeah, let's just get some shit done. Well, are you ready for this? We now have the engine and the box sitting here. It's just held. The box is just held on with 2 bolts for now. There's no flywheel or anything in there, so this is literally just to see if we can get in there and get a nice position to get these mounts made. These mounts are still on it. Kind of hoping I can use these, but I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be like when we get in there. I didn't take this one off. I cut the other one off, but this one here, all this is doing really is protecting the prop shaft, or not the prop shaft, the steering column shaft. So I think I'll leave that in for now, because even to get that bolt out, I have to take the steering column thing out. You can't really get your hand up in there, but for now it's staying, and let's just get this in. So I'll put you on the, what's it called? It's tripod, and we'll see what we can do here. I have the camera cable tied up on the rafters of the roof, so you can see a bit more what's going on. I don't really know what's going on at the minute, but we're going to try and get this in this hole. Hopefully, I push that in any further. Times like this here, you wish you had friends, but they're all busy with their projects, I suppose. So let's just get this in. Maybe try and get it in anyway. Oh yeah. Right. We might have to set it down, but it might like blow its way in. I hope it does. Right. I can't get anything. I took the radiator out because it didn't get damaged as well. So we're flying here now. Whoa! Okay, now that was a lot faster than I expected. Right. What are we catching on there now? Quite a lot of stuff. Really wish I had a bigger shed, but as I said, that's what we got. Some people don't have anything. I used to work in a driveway, so this is a lot better now. So I think that's where. We are finally at the point now where we can start making engine mounts, I think. So I've perfectly got this measured. Well, I say perfectly. I've got the crank pulley in the center of these two chassis legs, which feels nice. Looks okay. I think I'm gonna have to notch the chassis leg for the alternator. I probably could bring it forward just a wee hair, maybe. I don't know yet. See, the shifter is pretty much where it needs to be. That's nice. That's all good. What else we got? Just everything feels like it's right now, and we're now at the point where we're gonna have to start making mounts. And I'm gonna get working on that there. I have an idea. I did see this online, but I'm gonna alter it just a wee hair for what I want to do, and hopefully it works. And yeah, so I'll be back with you when I have something to show you. But that is pretty much its place where it's gonna live, if not down a wee hair, and maybe forward a wee hair. But for the centralization, it's perfect. So I want to get my mounts made so it sits there, and yeah, I don't think I managed it from moves a wee hair left or right, but I want to at least try and get the best I can. And then this engine sitting square on this, I've just a couple of bits of metal sitting underneath there, and I've put a straight edge across here and measured it from here to here when I had the straight edge on, and it was all good. So we're flying. But yeah, I'm gonna get cracking on these engine mounts, and then I'll show you what they look like. And yeah, let's get this done. So I sort of cheated in this a wee bit. I did cut the engine mounts out of a Ford Ranger that I was breaking one time for parts from mine, and I have, well, 50% of the mount there now. I don't know if you can see it from the top. No, you can't. Maybe this side's better. Yeah, so this side's better here. You can see that I have the mount here, and this side here was a bit different. On the Ranger it had 2 slots for some reason, probably for different engines, but I've got it lined up with this one, and I can get it in just before the subframe. So I'm going to start basically, I'm going to get these tack welded in now and start boxing in just a bit so I can pull the engine out and get them in properly. And when I get the engine out, turn the light off. When I get the engine out, I can then show you what actually is going on. Well, I just thought I'd show you this here before I pull the engine out again. This is now sitting on our mounts. It's pretty good. Can't really see the mounts at the minute, but yeah, so I have just put a couple of wee fillet pieces at the end here and down there just to hold it, because I couldn't really get the welds on the areas I needed there, so I just wanted to get held so I don't pull them out when I'm pulling the engine out. But yeah, I'm gonna get this engine pulled out now, and then we can try and get them all strengthened up. Right, got the engine out. Can't really put it down at the minute. Can't get the car back. I can't put the engine clean back any further, so it's just hanging there for the time being. I don't know how I got it around there, because it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we have these engine mounts. So this in here looks pretty good. As I said, these are a lot of car, so I'm using this one. For some reason there's 2, but this one will be fine. And it's just a couple of spot welds in it there right now just to hold it in place. The problem is I'm having now is this one here, it looks a little bit cockeyed compared to that one, but the mounts did go into it okay. I don't want to fondle it too much because it did seem to work. So what do? I might just leave it, and then I'll get it welded in anyway, and we'll put the engine back in again. If it doesn't line up, or something goes weird about it, I will cut it out and do it again. But for the time being, I know it doesn't look right, but I don't get it. Like they were both bolted to the engine mount on the engine, and when I set them in, that's how they all lined up, and it's just the way it's happened. But it does seem to work. Just when you jack the engine up with the engine crane, it comes out of this one first, and then it starts pulling out that one, which is lovely. That's the way I like it. You push it in, slide it in. It's not fighting you to get it in and out, which is lovely. So yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. Doesn't look good. Well, it will look good when it's done, but just when you stand back and look at it, there's just a wee bit something about that mount. But I don't understand. It was right at the time. So we'll roll with it. Okay guys, so it's been probably a week and a half, 2 weeks since the last clip on this upload. I think I was putting the engine in, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use those engine mounts that I've made out of the Ranger mounts, but we'll find out when the time comes. But I have got my poly mounts now, so I have 2 of these for the engine, and then I bought 2 of these for the gearbox, and I'm hoping they're not going to be too big, but they're nice chunky poly mounts. That should do the job for what I want to do. I just hope they're not too big, but we'll figure it out. I probably should have measured if they were going to be too big or not, because if they're going to be too big, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Maybe they'll lay them down, I don't know. Anyway, I also bought some of these exhaust mounts. These are polyurethane as well. Thought they were kind of cool, so I bought 2 engine mounts, 2 gearbox mounts, and 6 of these here, and that should be enough to get us going on this project. So I've also pulled the dashboard out. This wasn't really a big job, to be honest with you, compared to a modern car. There's like 3 bolts and a few screws, and I just cut all the cable out. It's just laying over there. That's right, easy enough. Right, I got my head torch on. You can see here, this is a load of sand from the time it's been sandblasted. I don't know why it's just sitting in here under behind the dash, but it is. But we have plenty of space back here. There's actually more space than I thought there was going to be to run this wiring. Another thing I'm going to have to worry about or think about is where I'm going to put these fuse boxes, because there's not a whole lot of space in here. Even though there's a lot of space behind the dash here, but the fuse box will sit over here. There's not a lot of space. So I was considering maybe like making a box here, so I can bring this out and then recess my fuse boxes inside that there. I don't know yet. That's going to be a job that I got to figure out as well. But now I've got the whole loom out, I'm going to just kind of look at my MX5 loom. I watched back through videos that I recorded a while ago when I was doing the MX5, because this is the loom out of my, well, it's actually a VVT loom out of a Mark 2.5, but I had it in my Mark 1. I did a lot of wiring to it already for the Mark 1 alternator and stuff. So all that stuff's done, and the fuse box has been relocated. So basically, looking back through that footage, everything I need to do has already been done. So that's good news. So yes, I'm gonna get a look at this loom now, get a quick like layout of where everything's gonna go, and then I'll show you what's going on. Well, this is where we are so far with this wiring loom, and I'm already starting to lose the will to live. There's so much more wire in this loom than there was in the MX and the MG loom. So I have the headlight one coming down. It's tucked away inside here, comes out here, and then it's going to the back of the light, because the light's in the wing. And same on this side. I was going to bring it the same way, but that's where the bonnet pull is, so I can't really do that. So the idea here now is I'm going to bring it across here, but I was going to make a water bottle that's sat in here anyway out of stainless steel, so that'll be from like across here to here, and then we'll just make the back over there, and then it'll sit there and you won't see the wires. Obviously I need to get grommets and stuff for these here, because I need to get, that's quite a sharp edge, so I kind of gently fed those wires through while I was doing that. But yes, starting to get some sort of idea of how it's going to work, and I think it's going to be quite good. I like the idea that, can you imagine, that's what the engine bed is going to look like pretty much. If you won't be able to see any wires anywhere, it just looks like the engine's kind of floating there, which is cool. Unnecessary but cool. But yes, so that's that. You come in the end, in the actual inside though, it is pretty messy. See, I still have stuff attached to this loom. These 4 wires here are for the original pop-ups, and here these 4 as well. Well, there's 3 there. There should be another one somewhere. And then I was trying to figure out what some wires do. Like this one here is the clutch switch. So probably, I don't know what we're going to do there. Maybe we can put it on a push button, and we can have launch control for the push button, maybe, I don't know. And then we have all this to deal with. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on battering away at this. Kind of bored of the wiring already. I sort of want to do something else and then come back to this.
so I might pull the engine up again, put my poly mounts on, see how it sits with the poly mounts. So I think I'm gonna do that now, and then I'll come back to this at a later stage, because it is quite tedious, and like the loom's actually really heavy. It's surprisingly heavy, and when it's all wrapped up, I guess here it doesn't want to move very well. So that's pretty much it for now. It's in there. Like once that's all, like I'm probably just gonna cable tie that on there, to be honest with you. I don't know if you can see that. Actually, I'm just showing you. There you go. What doesn't matter. I'm not showing you anything anyway. It's just the loom along there. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a break from this, pull the engine, put the poly mounts on. Okay guys, so it's the next day now, and I have the engine back in, pulled it out, put the poly mounts on, and put the engine back in again. I also kind of messed around with the loom a wee bit more, so we have the engine loom coming out of here. So I'll cut this hole, and this is the entire engine loom here. So the charge circuit and everything's in there. So I'm happy enough with that there. It's pretty much a wire tuck on this here. Pretty unnecessary, but it'll look cool when it's done. Another thing I did was I went a bit overboard and stacked loads of stuff in the boot. There's quite a lot of stuff there, but just trying to get some weight in it, so that when I'm basically how I did it before, I took an angle from here on the engine block. It's like I suppose 11.55, but I don't think that's gonna work, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna basically get the eyeball of the prop shaft, and as long as it looks pretty straight, it should be okay, I would imagine. So I have to now. I'm gonna pull this wheel arch off. It's just taped on. I was just playing with it. I love it. There's old duct tape all over everything now. I'll get that pulled off. So yeah, that's probably where you'd be happy at to sit, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's a car set like that there with the lowering blocks in it. I'd be happy enough. So obviously the marches are going to bring out, and we'll be beating off the lip. But what's it look like under here? Oh! Right, I suppose the first thing I need to do is unbolt what's left of my prop shaft, because I'm not going to be able to slide it in to the gearbox with it all in one piece. So I'm going to unbolt this here now, and then we'll figure something out. Okay, so I have you underneath the car again. It's kind of hard to see, but by my eye this looks pretty good, to be honest with you. I do need to pivot the engine just a wee bit, but this angle, like, it all looks pretty straight, to be honest with you. So I'm happy with that there. I'm just gonna start making my gearbox mount where this sits at the minute. I'm going to let's come out of here again. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Whew, here we are. Right, turn the light off. There we go. Right. I'm going to use, well, I don't know yet, but I'm going to try and use the original gearbox mount. I'm going to bolt it up, see how far everything's out, and see how stupidly oversized my poly burstings I bought are, or my poly mounts. I think I'll do that now. Well, I've done a bit to this gearbox mount now, and I'll go into the car and show you. It's going to be pretty dark in here because I can't remember where I put my headlight. But yeah, you'll be able to get a rough idea of what I'm doing. Oh god. So this is the original gearbox mount. Okay. I have one of my poly mounts in the original hole in this gearbox. It's just pointing down. I think they probably should be angled, because I think that'll take a bit of the twist out of it, but we're going to try it this way. So I've welded this plate in. This is the original one. It kind of like sloped a wee bit, and that was putting the gearbox too low. So I cut that out, welded a bit of 3mm in there. We have that bolted in now, and it's pretty good. So on the other side, I am going to come off, probably take the gearbox out again, make a adapter or a plate that bolts onto this nose cone, and then we're going to try and get that round, and then we'll put an arm mount about here, and I think that should be pretty good. I say I'm not a gearbox installing expert by any means, so if this has too much flexors on it, we'll redesign it, but I think this is going to work. One of the main issues under here is, now that the gearbox is in, if you look down the engine, there you go, it is sitting too high on this driver's side over here. So that's the one with the cockeyed mount anyway that I wanted to fix. So I'm going to cut that mount off now, but unfortunately to cut that mount off I have to pull the engine out. So I'm going to pull the engine out again, cut that mount off, and then actually I'll probably start on my mount up here as well when the engine's out, just so that I don't have to keep on crawling underneath the car to try and make a template up. So yeah, engine out again for the 1000th time. God, just hit my head with the goddamn jet. Oh god. Yeah, just hit my head with that axle stand there, that wasn't very nice. But yes, and I'll pull the engine out again. It's getting pretty old. Righto guys, I'm back again. Shave my head now, look tidy, but less like a homeless person anyway. So I have this engine mount out now done. This is it here. Or not engine mount, this is the gearbox mount, sorry. So that's what it looks like. Basically what I did was, there was 2 holes here, I drilled them out and tapped them in it. And we're just using these 2 here, and that just sits on there like so. It's the same height as this mount here. So I'm gonna get this bolted back on now and cut off. So I look back in here again. Remember, this engine mount here is sitting all cockeyed, so I'll say that one's fine. So I'm gonna cut this one off. I think I have to lower it down anyway so it levels the engine out. So I'll cut this off, try and get some sort of line or make like a jig up that comes across from that mount to get the angle right, maybe. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to cut it off anyway and I'll figure it out. We'll get this mount bolts back on and then we'll put the engine back in again. So I'll be back with you when I have all those jobs done. Right, don't know where I am now in this upload, but I pulled this mount off and relocated it. It looks a lot better now. Before it was like really cockeyed. Now it's pretty much lined them up with the mounts the way they come off the block. So these mounts locate on a locating lug in here. So that's pretty much how it sits, and I just lined it up straight with the mount. I don't know why it went out last time, but yeah. So the engine does sit slightly lower now, which isn't really overly a problem. It actually might encourage not hitting the bonnet, but it does, see right here, there's a wee lug, wee like dimple in the bottom of the sump there that I think is going to rub against there. So I'm going to give it a wee whack with a sledgehammer just to give me a wee bit extra clearance. So there we go, just get a couple of waxy whacks with a normal hammer and just seem to dent that down enough. Don't think that's going to damage anything else, it's really just that middle bit. So now I'm going to put the engine back in again for the 1,000,000th time, and I showed you this, didn't I? It's all nice engine mount, I think I showed you. I can't remember now. Right, I'm going to put it back in anyway, and then I'm pretty much, if this all lines up the way I want it, I'm pretty much going to call it quits for this upload because it's getting pretty long, and yeah. So this will be mounting the engine, and then the next one will be doing the wiring probably. Okay guys, so that's just done. Engine's in there. I still need to go through the engine mounts and brace them up a bit and actually weld them in properly. They're just sitting there at the minute. But I'm more happy with the angles of them now, and where the engine's sitting is pretty good. I say it's sitting nice and low, so hopefully it clears the bonnet now, and you can see I have clearance underneath it. I could probably, yeah, there's a bit of metal there, I can put that through all across. The poly mount should hopefully stop as much vibration as well, so it shouldn't rattle. And then we have the engine mounts are down there. They still need braced up and everything, but they're in. And then we have the gearbox is sitting perfectly centered. Well, within a few wee bits of tweaking, I can get that more centered. Look at all the bits in there. Not to clean that out. Yes, but the gearbox is sitting where I want. The only thing is the prop shaft angle. I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. The only thing I noticed is coming through here. I don't have a light headlight with me, unfortunately. But see, in here it's quite tight. I can still get my finger in between it, but it's a lot more over to this side than this side. But I'm hoping that that's going to be okay. And the prop shaft is coming across, and I haven't welded this up or anything yet. I really should put a head torch on to show you, but I'm not really sure where I'll put it. Okay, get back out there again. The wiring is going to be another upload because, well, look at it. I have ordered grommets to go through these holes, and then the loom will come around here and go into the back of the headlight pod, and then we'll just follow the other one. Will come around here. We'll put another grommet in here, bring it across for the fans, and yeah, the fan apparently must have got hit with the engine, so you have to bend that back up. But yeah, that's it in. Overall, it wasn't that big a job to do, and at least it's in there now. Wonder how centralized it actually is. So it was pretty central before. So you're saying there. Oops, sorry. Just shy. Say we're at 42. I come across to get there. Yeah, we're pretty close to 42. Probably 41.5. And then this side here is pretty much 41.5. It probably is like 1 or 2 mil in a difference in it, but I don't think that's going to make a big difference in the overall grand scheme of things. But yes, I'm happy with it. Next thing is the wiring. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in the next one where we will do something else to this. These jobs are starting to take off, but there's still lots to do. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.